Perhaps spurred by the hush of the pandemic or simply the natural ebb and flow of life, I began to yearn for quiet moments, simplicity, and a deeper connection with myself. In pursuit of this, I've enrolled in a pottery class in Vancouver, hoping to rediscover my creative spark.
Hey guys! So today I'm actually going for my first pottery lesson, and it's really cold outside. So it snowed a couple of days ago and it actually hasn't melted. I think today's supposed to be -2. This is not really normal for BC. I heard that this year is just a lot colder than usual. And so I finally get to wear this hat because it's actually cold. And it won't look weird if I wear it. Because usually when I wear it, it's just so hot outside that it's I start sweating. But today is the perfect day. I can actually make use of it. So I do see a little bit of snow, but it's barely.
I've noticed that pottery has been gaining more attention recently, especially with the rise of social media. It's quite competitive to find pottery class, but I was fortunate enough to secure the last spot on Granville Island. I'll be taking a hand-building pottery course for just under $200 over the next 2 months. The location is a bit far, but I have no regrets. The class was incredibly worthwhile and I've learned a lot from it. So come on this pottery journey with me. So what exactly is hand building? It's a ceramic technique that allows you to create forms of clay using only your hands without the need of a throwing wheel. Before the invention of the wheel, hand building was the primary method used by ceramicists to create functional and artistic ceramic forms. When I got there, I had to purchase my own clay for $25, and honestly, I was surprised by the amount of clay I received. It's clear that one of my goals for the next 2 months will be to actually use all of it. On my first day, we were introduced to one of the basic 3 hand building techniques called pinch pots. This technique involves using your thumb to pinch the clay into a desired shape. Because I was a beginner, the class was going so fast for me. Every class, I was rushing to keep up. I let my work fully dry for a week, then I started to refine my pieces using various tools. This tool is called the ribbon tool, which I use to carve my pieces. I particularly enjoy the method of using the table to level out my bowl. It was so satisfying. After that, I applied a blue slip to my imperfect bowl. I know it looks like purple, but trust me, it's gonna come out blue. And finally, I placed my 2 bowls on the brisk firing shelf to go into the first firing phase. Wow, all of the other pieces that other people made look so amazing. I'm honestly inspired. I learned 2 other hand building methods called coiling and slab building. I applied these methods to all of my pieces. For my second project, I made a bowl when I learned how to use plaster molds to form shapes with my clay. I applied a lighter blue slip, but this time I learned that you should actually always wait before applying another layer of the slip on top. For my third project, I played with patterns and used a flower design for my utensil holder. I used the slab method to cut out a rectangle and circle for the cylinder form, and the coiling method to secure the inside base of the cylinder. I wanted to practice glazing a random piece before glazing my own since I only get one chance. I glazed it half blue and half white. Looks pretty good. I think I'm ready to glaze my pieces now. I am going to glaze these bisque pieces, but first, I need to stir the glaze in the bucket and dip my pieces in for at least a maximum of 3 seconds. Oh no! As I was glazing my bowl, the foot of the bowl fell off. I learned that I was supposed to score the 2 pieces of clay together, which honestly I didn't know. I just thought that if I joined the 2 pieces with water and pressure, it would stick. But clearly that method didn't work. Once glazed, they are fired up for the last time, and that is the final stage. I am preparing the clay by wedging, which is a technique that extends all the air bubbles, lumps, and excess water out of the clay. I heard that it can lead to explosions or even cause weak spots in the pottery if we don't properly prepare the clay. I need to make sure the clay is a bit dry before removing it from the plaster mold. If not, it will actually lose its form and start sinking in. Since I don't have all day to wait for it to harden, I'll just use a hairdryer to speed up the process. I realized I wouldn't have enough time to use up all of my clay, so I decided to go into the studio outside of class hours to make as much as I can. I actually worked for 5 hours straight, and I was rushing to just mold the clay into something. Looking back, I realized that I wasn't really taking any time to be creative or even create something beautiful. Instead, I was just trying to finish up all the clay that could only be used at the studio. I created 10 pieces during after class hours, and it's quite challenging to manage them all. It's tough to keep track of what's mine, especially since everything's mixed up on the shelf with other students' work. It's been quite time-consuming task trying to actually sort through everything. It's finally ready to be fired up. Fast forward 1 week and my 10 pieces have been fired into bisque. But guess what? I'm still facing the same trouble of trying to locate them among the shelves. After spending so much time finding all of my pieces, I quickly jumped into glazing them. I thought I had plenty of time, so I decided to add some intricate flower designs as well. But turns out I was very wrong. I ended up staying after class to finish the glazing process, and the instructor even had to help me to quickly wrap things up. Two weeks later, I returned to the studio to pick up my final pieces. I was pretty disappointed to see that the flowers didn't turn out the way I wanted them to. I think maybe I should have used white slip over white glaze for the flowers. I was proud of the fact that I managed to finish all of my clay, and my class even applauded me for that. But in the end, I was pretty much disappointed in the outcome of my pieces. While I learned a lot of techniques and learned from my mistakes and have gotten a lot faster at completing them, I realized that if I want to make more beautiful pieces that I can be proud of, I need more time and patience. In my next experience with hand building, I would really like to take the time to create something that I can really be proud to say I made it.